my troopers popping in this bitch, popping in this bitch. Me and my troopers popping in this bitch, popping in this bitch. Me and my troopers.
I'm feeling tropical today. Hello, my name is Mr. J3T, aka Big Sexy, aka the Kentucky Cannon, aka the World Class Badass, aka Chocolate Thunder with a caramel swirl, aka Black Lightning with peanut butter filling, aka the Man of the Century, aka the Houdini of Sexy, aka the Shaman of Sexy, aka DJ Bighead because I'm a DJ by association if you forgot, aka the Man of the Century, aka your favorite YouTuber's favorite YouTuber, aka the cream in your coffee, aka what shall I be called today? Oh, Big Daddy Long. I like that name, Big Daddy Long. I like that name a lot. I'm gonna be calling myself that, the Big Daddy Long. And today we're gonna be talking about an anime called Spy X Family. Now, Spy X Family is about a spy named Twilight who gets tasked by his organization to basically make a family and have the kid go to this school to get close to the son of his target so they can meet up and do something, kill him presumably, as to stop a war between two nations, and that's essentially it. So now Twilight has to adopt a kid named Anya, and at a long time he has himself a fake wife called her name is Yor, who turns out to be an assassin. So now you have this fake family. The dad's a spy, the mom's an assassin, and the little girl, she's a telepath, so she can read people's minds, so she knows that her adopted dad, is a spy, and she knows that her adopted mom is an assassin, and she's just so enthusiastic. When she finds that out, she's like, oh my god. She's not scared or overwhelmed or anything. She thinks it's cool that her adopted dad is on like this mission, and like she's ready and willing to help like him out on his mission. There was one point where something happens between Anya and the kid who she's trying to befriend. She's actually genuinely trying to like make the dad's life easier and the dad's mission easier, and trying to, be friends with this kid, but something happens between the two, and she tries to apologize, but another one of her friends at school named Becky, she says, nah, don't talk to them, they're jerks. And Anya's like, but world peace, I gotta do it. So yeah, Anya is just so adorable in this show. She's just so cute. Like she's just so precious, and I don't want anything to happen to her. Anya's backstory is pretty interesting too. We don't get to see much of her backstory, but we do get to see a snippet of her backstory, and like she was basically used as like a testing or whatever. These scientists are basically testing her, and she's just like, look, I don't want to do all that, I just want to draw and be a kid, normal kid, right? But the scientists are like, no, get none of that, come on, bring your ass, let's go do these experiments. And yeah, it's sad to see. So she's really like taking advantage of the fact that even though this dude Twilight only adopted her as like just for his mission, like she's really taking advantage of the fact that even though this may be temporary or a fake family, it's still a family. So yeah, she's helping Twilight out in his mission, while also taking advantage of the fact that, hey, we're a family now, you're my dad, so we're gonna do family shit. Speaking of Twilight, he's a cool guy too. He's pretty badass. Even though like he comes off as kind of like cold at first, but then you find out a little bit about his backstory, and you see that he's not all that cold at all, and that he actually does care somewhat about Anya and Yor. It's the way I looked at this when I first found out about this. It's gonna be like the classic like fake family. You know, at first they start off as just strangers. You know, a fake arranged family, but then as time goes on, they slowly start to become a real family. They slowly start to love each other, and it looks like we're seeing glimpses of that as of now, because we're on episode 10 right now, and we're slowly starting to see that yeah, they care about each other. You know, they do, honestly. Even though Twilight may never admit it, he's starting to care about them, and they're slowly starting to turn into a real family, and it's very heartwarming. So Twilight's a cool character too. You want to see him succeed in his mission, but you also like want him to stay with this family, because like he says in one of the episodes, I wonder what it's like to have a real family, and you're just staring at the screen like, dude, this is your family, dude. This is your real family, my guy. So you want to see him succeed in his mission, but you also want to see him embrace this family that he created. And I hope it goes that way, because honestly, their whole dynamic, Anya's, Twilight's, and Yor's whole dynamic as a family is adorable. If you stay and watch the end credits, like the end credits just shows Anya getting off the bus from school. Twilight picks up Anya, Yor follows them, and then they go into the house and they're all just playing and dancing, eating food. It's adorable. It's adorable, and I want to see that more. I want to see them be this real family, grow closer, grow to love each other. I want to see that, because it's adorable. Their dynamic as a family is so cute. Since I'm talking about Yor is probably like next to Anya, probably my favorite character in the show, because not only is she a badass, she's also like kind of, should I say, is ditzy the right word? I don't know if ditzy is the right word, but she gets nervous sometimes. She can flip a switch. Like, she can be like acting like this normal woman, right? This normal, unsuspecting woman, but she flips the switch and she can turn into this killer assassin that's ready to murk you without a second thought. So that's cool to see. Out of all the characters, we probably get to know about her backstory the most is her and her brother Yuri. More on Yuri later. Her and Yuri were basically like, they didn't have any parents, so Yor pretty much had to raise Yuri by herself. And even we see that even when she was a kid, she was doing assassin work, because in a flashback sequence, it's Yuri's birthday, and Yuri's wondering like, yo, where's Yor at? Is she good? But then Yor just bursts through the door covered in blood, and she's like, hey, I'm here. Yuri's like, what the hell what happened? And she's like, no, it's okay, you know, it's okay, I'm fine. And then she's like, none of this blood is mine. And she gives him a gift. So we see that even back then, when she was a kid / teenager, she was doing some assassin work. So she got into assassin work for noble reasons, and she kind of just stayed in that field. And she's just a cool character. I liked her a lot. And there's one moment in particular that really made me like her, was that when Anya gets enrolled into this prestigious school that she has to go to, you know, be buddies with the kid of Twilight's target, she ends up getting like abducted by this gang, right? Because they noticed the uniform that she's wearing, and they're thinking, oh, she's going to that school, her parents must be rich, so let's kidnap her to get some money, right? So they kidnap her a little bit, but then like almost immediately afterwards, Yor just clocks one of them, knocks one of them out, and the guy is acting all cocky at first. Oh, you knocked one of us out, better pay up. And Yor's like, and Yor's just like, I don't got no money. And then the dude tries to throw a pumpkin at her, but she breaks the pumpkin with her bare hands and puts the fear of God into this group of delinquents, group of ne'er-do-wells, puts the fear of God in them and says, I am this girl's mother. If you touch her again, if you don't want to end up like that pumpkin, get out of here. And they scatter. So I just love that moment. Even though, like I said, this is a fake family, she still wants to act like a mother towards Anya. And Anya really starting to look up to Yor a bit, because she says she wants to be more like Yor. She wants Yor to train her, and she wants Yor to train her so that when she goes to school, she won't be afraid. And it's adorable. A scene after that, we see them, they're in their home, they're in their apartment, and Yor's training Anya how to fight. It's adorable, it's cute. And speaking of Yor training Anya, that we get to see that training pay off like the next episode, I believe, because the kid of Twilight's target, his name is Desmond. It's Desmond. She's trying to be nice to him, trying to be friends with him, but he's just being this arrogant jerk, right? Treating Anya badly. He even says that he's gonna bully her. And as soon as like the counselor isn't looking, she deadass just looks to see if like nobody's looking, and then when she sees that nobody's looking, she just clocks Desmond and sends him flying across the room. And that moment was satisfying to see, but surprisingly, if you want to call it surprising, when the next episode, when Anya's trying to apologize, we see that Desmond kind of is developing feelings for Anya, because he says like that's the first time anybody has ever like stood up to me, anybody has ever like punched me. He starts to get the feelings. He starts to catch feelings for Anya, and we're gonna see how that whole story plays out in like episode 10, the recent episode that just came out like yesterday. But speaking of that punch, I want to talk about some of the fight scenes that we get. The fight scenes are really good in this this anime, this show. The fight scenes are really good. They're better than what I expected they would be, because most of the time with most anime fight scenes, they're not really all that good. But this anime's fight scenes are really good. Like, there's one sequence where Twilight rents out this castle for Anya, right? When Anya gets enrolled into this school to celebrate, basically Twilight calls his agency. They rent out the castle to reenact a sequence from Anya's favorite show, which is ironically her favorite show involves a spy. So they're basically playing Save the Princess, with Anya being the princess and Lloyd. That's Twilight's real name, Lloyd, by the way. Or that's supposedly his real name, Lloyd. He has multiple names, because he's a spy. But we see Lloyd go through these obstacles with other agents from this organization, playing henchmen, trying to stop him from saving the princess. And it's a cool sequence. The animation is smooth, buttery smooth. There's one moment where in that very same episode where Yor gets drunk and she's also playing one of the bad guys, and she's fighting Lloyd with like her full strength, and that whole animation sequence with them fighting was really cool to see too. And yeah, like even though Lloyd was blocking most of her punches, like she was whooping his ass. Like I think the creator of the manga said it too, that like Yor could beat Lloyd in an actual fight. Like if they actually had to square up and fight, Yor would win because she's like the more skilled at hand-to-hand combat. So, and we saw that there. Like if shit hits the fan and if they actually had to fight, Yor would beat his ass. Yor would beat Lloyd's ass. It wouldn't be a complete curb stomp, you know, because Lloyd knows a little something something too when it comes to fighting, but so it wouldn't be a complete squash match. But yeah, Yor would definitely beat Lloyd in a head-on fight. But yeah, the fight scenes are great in this too. The characters are great. I like Yuri. We get to see Yuri in like the last episode. We get introduced to him, and he pretty much has a sister complex. He loves Yor to death, and when he finds out that like Yor is married and she didn't tell him, he starts to get suspicious. Like, why didn't you tell me about this? And he starts to suspect Lloyd that it's not that he doesn't think that Lloyd's a spy, but he does like suspect that something shady is happening with Lloyd, and Lloyd suspects that something shady is happening with Yuri, so that we have that conflict too. I just really like this show so far. I just really like it. I can't really find any negatives to say about it, really. I love the characters. I love like the story so far and how that entangles. Like, I want to see these characters. I want to see like Lloyd, Anya, and Yor to become a real family and love each other. I want to see that happen, and I'm very invested in these characters and the story so far. So I really like this so far. Anya is, like I said before, Anya is so precious. She's just such an angel, and I don't want anything to happen to her. Like, the moments where Anya cries is like, it hurts my heart to see Anya cry, because she doesn't deserve to feel sad. She deserves to feel all the happiness in the world. I love that little girl, and like the moments where she cries is just so, it hurts me personally whenever she cries in this show or feels any type of sadness. I just love her. I love her. I really do. And I want to see them become a real family. So, all in all, with all that being said, I give Spy X Family so far 2 thumbs up with a J3T stamp of approval. I like it that much. Like, usually I wait to give my rating for a show until I finish it, but with this, nah, I'm already giving it 2 thumbs up with a J3T stamp of approval, and that should tell you guys how good this show is, or how much I like it. I'll be linking the website to where I watched the show at in the description, so you guys can go watch it for yourselves. But yeah, I highly recommend it. Go out and watch it. You won't be disappointed. But with that being said, that's about it. So, if you like what you see here, give it a thumbs up. But if you really, and I mean really, really, really like me, consider subscribing and ring that bell so you always know whenever I upload, because it is free, people. It is free. Don't be a dum-dum. Subscribe today. Deuces.